do sort of sight unseen, so I've got it on my wish list. I will check it out if it goes on. I'll almost certainly get it if it goes on sale. Oh, I didn't even see that trip. It was indicated, but I didn't see it.
Spring to life with a singular purpose.
Keep that voice coming. Keep it coming. Yikes. There's no main mailbox, your outbox, and the other box, and the other box has stuff from people that you don't know. Oh, okay, that's good to know. To you, I'm a good streamer. You hate the people who screams on streams and make it the most retarded comments about the things that they do in the game. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I'm sure everybody has reasons for saying what they do during a stream, but the thing that I like the most about Twitch is that it has something for everyone. So I think you've done the right thing that if you know, to take it to whatever, you know, just I always like supporting streams that I like rather than tearing down streams that I don't. But I appreciate you saying that, Lorgosh. It's definitely nice to get feedback like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to go through my mailboxes, I think, when I finish the stream tonight. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Sunless Sea. So yeah, the price is a little bit more than what I can do sight unseen right now. All my grad school applications, the bill for grad school applications just came in. I think I spent something like $1,000 applying to schools. It was ridiculous. Obviously that includes things like transcript fees and that, but it's way too much. So if it goes on sale, I'll pick it up. And then when I have a little bit more expendable cash, I'll pick up Sunless Sea. But I am committing to doing Sunless Sea at some point in the future. I just am not quite sure when I'll get to it. But I definitely appreciate feedback like that, because Sunless Sea looks like absolutely the kind of thing I'd enjoy. Homeworld Remastered? Yeah, well, I mean, Ewok Fuzzy Nuts, my default for for streaming something I'm uncertain about is I just try and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. I found it a little bit easier to do with things like
with loot are often low on supplies.
I found it a little bit easier to do with games like Dungeon of the Endless because I have a Steam guide for that. So I could just draw from... Did I forget to buy torch? No, I've got torches here. Let's do one more. So Dungeon of the Endless was a little bit easier to do that for in my own case because I sort of established a bit of a reputation for narrating. Oh, it looks like we are facing undead here. Oh well. Let's collect bounty on the Bone Rabble.
Executed with impunity.
So I can Wicked Hack a Gnasher or Bone Rabble. I think I'm actually going to try if it bleeds on the Gnasher and then let the rest of my party take care of the Bone Rabble. You need to watch a really bad EU4 player also. Well, I am definitely a really bad EU4 player.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I don't want to make it a Paradox-only stream, but I definitely can see myself doing some EU4 in the future. But yeah, I think Sunless Sea is probably going to be the next game that I buy. It's just a question of when. Okay, so... Oh, why don't I have that heal that I just purchased? Alright, that's mildly irritating, but we'll make do, so... Dazzling Light.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
I suppose I should have double checked. Actually, I wonder if I can change my abilities. Apparently not. Oh well. A little bit. I think it's kind of hard to articulate what some of my EU4 problems are. I noticed that the combat in EU4 seems to have these miracle battles where, like, I'll be doing well, and, like, all of a sudden, even though I have higher morale and more troops, I'll lose a battle or something like that. And because all I did was buy it, I did not set it. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was set automatically because I bought it, but clearly that's not the case. Let's dig up the shallow grave. Grave digging is not the healthiest of, blight. The pack has a map inside. But yeah, so for Kira the Light, I'm enjoying the stream for sure. Some of the problems that I'm having, he doesn't seem to run into, so I'm sort of trying to deconstruct how he plays the game. But I'll also admit, too, a lot of my focus has been on Crusader Kings 2 rather than Europa Universalis, so I'll definitely get to it eventually. But I'm enjoying Crusader Kings 2. I really like where we are in our current playthrough, so I'll probably put a little bit more attention to it after the fact.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption.
Yeah, the combat modifiers are pretty confusing. Alright, Thorny Thicket. Gnarled limbs and spiked branches block the path. We'll use our shovel to... Somehow that works. I'm not even going to question it, because we're in a world with skeletons and madness. Alright, get a torch that I don't need. And face whatever's behind this gate. Oh, ectoplasm. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so... if it bleeds is gonna do nothing, I think I'll just move. Like, basically my Hellion's gonna be useless to me this one turn, so I might as well at least get her in position 2, and I'll just use my Bounty Hunter to do the damage. Beautiful. Snort. Yeah, absolutely. I asked him where he thought a good place to learn would be, and he offered a couple of suggestions. So I've definitely been taking advantage of his advice. All right. I'm just gonna do Sacrificial Stab because it does do bonus damage against Eldritch.
A devastating blow.
So positioning sucks, but at least we're getting stuff done. Let's do Dazzling... Yeah, let's do Dazzling Light. I'll maybe do a heal at the end of the combat, but I want to try and get as much damage out as I can in the early turns. And we'll switch positions here. This Bounty Hunter's doing work. See, the thing that annoys me is that my Occultist keeps getting pushed into positions where... he keeps getting pushed into positions where he can't do his weird reconstruction. What I'm going to do here is Bleed Out, just because it does have some damage modifiers. It does give reduction to my own damage and dodge, but this Acolyte should be finished off pretty quickly. Unless they dodge. Alright, Dazzling Light. It's a nimble cultist. Alright. Do your magic, Bounty Hunter.
Destroy.
Oh, Jesus.
A singular strike.
That was glorious. Alright, let's just use some torches because we've got more than we need.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I think you've had to restart this game 3 times now because of death. See, I don't oh, okay, so that's what the traps look like.
Mechanical hazards. possessed by evil intent.
I don't actually believe in resetting this game because of death. I think it's just something that happens, and you're given, like, it seems like a virtually unlimited supply of heroes, so I think it's intended that you get wiped a couple of times. Curing Blight. Your hero is blighted. If you wish, you can use anti-venom from the inventory to neutralize it. Well, yeah. That's why I bought it. Alright, so I'm gonna get... Oh, I forgot to rearrange my party. That's a pain in the ass. Alright, well, Sacrificial Stab on the Ectoplasm. He completely fails. So let's collect Bounty on the other Ectoplasm.
Well struck.
I love this Bounty Hunter. Called your bluff, friend! Yeah, but you believe all the characters start at level 1. Do they? I thought it was level 0 that they all started in. Who has the lowest stun resist? 50% for the Ectoplasm, and the Acolytes always screw up my positioning, so we'll try stun for that. There we go. Alright, if it bleeds on the other Acolyte, and dodged again, Hellion, you're fired. Man, Bounty Hunter for lifetime Pope. Oh no, yes! Okay. Dodged it. Okay, we don't have any Unholy, so let's try... Can't do Dazzling Light anymore. Let's... Oh, and I can't switch with the Bounty Hunter. Well, let's do Illumination then. Dodged. So I could do Weird Reconstruction, but there's no reason to right now. Let's just go for a Sacrificial Strike on the Eldritch. What, no narration for that? Y'all fought! Apparently I'm not good at any of this Cthulhu language. Alright, finish him on the Acolyte. Oh, Bounty Hunter, you disappoint. And let's do If It Bleeds on... That's what I'm talking about. I will feast on your heart! Who is the Bounty Hunter's namesake? Nobody wanted to claim him! Alright, what does damage? Looks like Hand of Light does the most.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, that was a really good round for the dungeon. It looks like there's something back here, so we are going to head back. But I think the team can be proud of what they've done. Alright. Clearly there's nothing evil in this tree trunk. Old tree. This tree has a huge hole in the trunk. Perhaps there's something inside. The tree is covered in poisonous sap. Alright, let's get out of here.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Alright, so 3,000 gold, 4 deeds, 2 crests. We collected 1975 in total treasure value, and we collected a painting, 2 deeds, and 8 crests. Let's see what happened to our people. Everybody's level 1 now. Vitalis has Syphilis, -5 accuracy, -10% damage, -10 max HP, but hard skin, so +5 protection. Okay, so it was a Syphilis tree. Medley got Egomania, obsessed with self-worship. And I mean, in fairness, like, Medley had so many crits that I think Egomania is perfectly acceptable for this character. He's a Clotter, so +15% bleed resist. Pinel, the occultist, has Necromania, who's fascinated with corpses, guy who probably shouldn't be anywhere near the brothel, and is an amateur armorsmith, so -20% armor upgrade cost. Bows are Vestal is sickly, -10% disease resist, and a Ruins Scrounger, so gets a 10% scouting chance when in the dungeon ruins. I haven't played Worms Armageddon actually, but I think I have it, so I should look it up. Thanks for stopping by again, AK. It was really nice to see you at EXP tonight. We need to name Medley Grandpa? That would be awesome. Grandpa was named Eadbald, by the way.
Our family name, once so well regarded, is now barely whispered aloud by decent folk.
So, I think everybody should note here that when we take a look at the stress reduction attempts on people, Endors, who has been very insistent about not wanting to... Oh wait, Endors didn't wind up doing anything, did he? No, we sent him to meditate. Endors, who loves being mad so much, actually really failed to have any stress reduction. So, Sanitarium is now unlocked. Endors has achieved Constant Calm, new Quirk Calm, which is negative 15% damage in the first round. He's meditated and recovered 45 stress and is no longer masochistic. Adnel is feeling weak from blood loss after a vigorous round of phalligation. 81 stress reduction. CPO lost 500 gold after becoming tipsy and buying around for the house and recovered 45 stress. And Anazari has gambled and recovered 55 stress. So the roster is currently full. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I think I am going to go for improving the Stagecoach network still. It's just because I have enough deeds for it. It's unlikely I'm going to be able to get 10 deeds. So we'll probably put those into something else. I don't see any point in kicking people out yet. So... let's think a little bit about negative trait. Oh yeah, I need to make sure that I equip my... I like both heals actually, so let's see... Hand of Light doesn't seem useful to me because I don't want her in the front two positions, so we'll axe that and we'll put in Divine Grace. And Judgment would actually be better as well because... So let's actually change that out too. Wrong building. So I'm going to buy Judgment instead. The reasoning here is that I always need to consider the fact that my party is going to get shuffled around with some of these other abilities, but in the end I'm going to want her in a position 3 wherever I can, so it doesn't make any sense for me to be getting something like Illumination, which can't work from position 4. Judgment is going to work from position 3 and 4, so the drawback here is I'm going all in on her not being pulled forward. But the good news is that I have multiple sources of healing. Grandpa Bounty Hunter. Yeah, this is the continuation of the House of Rose. As you can see, it's the Rose Estate, so continuation of the House of Rose 1,000 years later. So, what I think I'm going to do now, I'm at just a little bit past the top of the hour for the broadcast. There's a lot of people in here, so thank you everybody for stopping by. I'm going to get up, stretch, I'm going to refill my water, and just do the things that I normally do on the break. I encourage you guys to do the same, to take care of yourself. While I'm off, there's two things that I'm thinking of. I'll do at least a little bit more Darkest Dungeon. I was also going to do some Shadowrun tonight, so we'll maybe give it a couple of more rounds. But because we've got a lot of people in chat, but not a lot of heroes named after anybody in chat. I'd love to get some recommendations inside of chat. If you have multiple character names, that's fine. You will go at the bottom of priority for naming characters, but if nobody else has used it, we'll at least get as many suggestions from chat included as we can. So if you have a name that you want to give a hero, if you want to be named after a hero, just mention it in chat, and when I come back, I will incorporate whatever I see. So I'll only be gone for about 3 minutes. There's not going to be any notification just because the game minimizes every time I go into another window, but please let me know about any hero names that you want to give, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, thanks everybody for bearing with me for a minute. You're absolutely right, Redivine. That is something that fixes it. It unfortunately does include the bar at the top for a window on OBS. I can sort of position it in a slightly better way, but that results in sort of a black bar on the bottom of the screen, so I didn't quite like the look of it when I tried it out, but maybe I'll try it again in the future. I'll just quickly read through chat. So I definitely will name the bounty hunter after Grandpa. I'll at least give him Grandpa's real name. Oh gosh, you have your job, right? You know where you get new people from the meat wagon and gold and fill the graveyard with bodies to make the town look like it have a history more than just dark magic. Torgen, I'll definitely give you a... sorry, Torgen, I'll give you a character. If you have a hero that you'd like, I'll put it in. I'm going to assume... I hope you don't want the bounty hunter. If you do, I'll rename him, but... Oh, I can't use brackets. Nope. I can use square brackets. Nope. But not enough space. Alright, well, everybody knows that Eadbald was Grandpa, so... Alright, Torgen. I will make you... Torgen. I'm gonna remember one of these days. You get to be the occultist. Alright, CPO is bad humors. Okay, so let's try and get Endors to... Oh, nope. Not there. Let's try and get Endors to drink away his sorrows then, and CPO... Just as like gambling, right? Anazari... Egomania sounds like a brothel thing. Alright. Do I want to... well, okay, so let's just think about what party I'm going to go for. Okay, so it's suggesting a scouting mission here. It's a short one. What composition do I want? So I'll put... I'm just gonna think a bit about how I want to organize people. These are position 1 or 2. It's a pretty good position 2, actually. This doesn't quite feel right for not having arranged, but I think I'm going to go with it. What I am going to do, though, is see what I can buy for upgrades for these guys. Apparently nothing. What's the point of having a blacksmith, then? Oh, that's the guild. Okay, that's fine. That's just something I'll upgrade later. So let me just make sure everybody's got what I want as far as abilities. I don't need a battle heal because I've already got 2 healers. Holy Lance I don't need for positioning. Inspiring Cry I was going to get, though, and I was going to replace that with Bulwark of Faith. So let's get that now. Endors, you're half mad, but I'm still trying to take you down down in madness. Hookers and Blow are more your style, but Craps will too. Yeah. The Hookers and Blow were taken up by the Hellion. Oh, and you know what? I actually forgot to mention. So if it's probably if AK is away, it's great that he doesn't have to hear this. But I actually wanted to give a shout out to AK for 2 reasons. I was meaning to talk about this earlier today. I'll play the game while I do this, but AK was, so I went to EXP for dinner just kind of on a whim. I was in the area, and it turns out that they were holding a charity event. And so it was pretty full. I'm one person, right? And there's tables full of people, so it's kind of hard for me to... so Williams is officially being screwed in future sanity reduction? I don't think he's officially screwed. I just need to find out what works better for him. Oh, no, sorry. I get what you're saying. Yes. But yeah, so I was going to say, first of all, it was a little difficult to accommodate me as one person during a charity function. So at AK's table, they were kind enough to let me sit with them. I got a chance to talk with them, and he gave me some really nice feedback about the stream. And then on top of that, he was actually participating in the tournament. So he gave a donation towards the BC Children's Hospital to participate. He did great in it, and he made it to the finals. And won the finals with an absolutely clutch move at the end. It was Mario Kart 64. Like, it was absolutely a pure crowd-pleasing victory. So, a very special shout-out to him tonight, both for letting me have a meal, but also supporting a really good cause. BC Children's Hospital was what we had supported in this... it's what we had supported in this... on this stream for our 24-hour Extra Life. But I also wanted to give him a congratulations for being the champion at Mario Kart 64 and will actually be representing EXP at another charity event. Okay, don't want lunge. Flashing daggers looks kind of neat. What would I replace that with, though? Poison dart. And toxin trickery. Yeah, so I like flashing daggers. Actually, let's go full offense on this hero. Does Torrigan have anything that I want to do? I don't know how to do this menu properly. XP bar sounds like so much fun, then why is there nothing like that near you? You know, I found out about it relatively... Oh yeah, sorry, BC Children's Hospital. Did I say BC Hospital? Anyways, AK is right. Whatever I said. And yeah, Redivine, I will admit, I actually found out about... I found out about AXP... fairly late. I mean, I've been living in Vancouver for a while now, and I didn't know about it until fairly late in the game. Alright, so Torrigan is going to be in the position 3 or position 4, so Abyssal Artillery sounds good. Vulnerability Hack, actually all of these sound good. Hands from the Abyss doesn't make sense because he's not going to be in the front. Demon Pull sounds pretty good. I actually like his abilities right now, though. Abyssal Artillery is kind of neat. Okay, yeah, so I've got a Weakening Curse, and I've got a Vulnerability Hex. So it'd be good to get another damage one. The question is, do I want to do Demon's Pull, which is minus 50%? I think Abyssal Artillery makes a little more sense. So let's grab one of those. And we want to lose minus 25 damage, minus 10 accuracy, or... I think we'll lose this. And my Bounty Hunter's already a badass, but let's see what he can do. Let's see how more badass we can make him, because I felt like I was ignoring a couple of his abilities. Oh, you know what? I don't have any money, so let's ignore that. Alright, now we're ready to embark. So William takes point. Bounty Hunter, Occultist, and... a Vestal. Yeah, I probably won't be able to afford anything for this. That was really stupid of me to buy all that. Alright, well, food and torches. Just food, no torches. That was really dumb. Wait, can I sell stuff? Nope. Alright, I really wish I was paying attention to my money more. But that's fine. What I'll do, I'm still going to take only food, and the reason for that is I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I've got heroes that can illuminate my torch. And I'll just make sure I go on a short one. I'm going to amaze you all at how well I do this run.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Okay, so I need to explore 90% of the rooms. What I'm going to do is just follow the normal path, and then I'll double back to this last one if I'm feeling overconfident. Of course, I run into rubble
Even
first.
The cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Ah, nice. So we got a torch out of this. Man, this has definitely been pretty kind to me as far as dungeons are concerned. Alright. Whistles. Pack contains loot. Oh, but I gave it to the kleptomaniac. I'll keep this for myself. Reward hard earned. Yeah, that's what I get for not remembering. Alright. Who is better at disarming traps? Bounty hunter. I also think the Vestal actually gets a bonus to finding loot. Okay, how do I want to play these hallways? I think out... See, it's so tempting to not go out and around because these are two mystery hallways. But I am going to go out and around just because it's a... it's slightly more intelligent as far as getting the most out of my torch. Williams, open that maiden. Oh, stashed loot.
If only treasure could staunch the flow.
Blightstone.
10%
10% chance to blight skills, -8 to minus... Well, none of these guys have blight skills, so I'm not going to equip that. Okay, we don't know what's behind this door, so let's use our torch. No monsters. Ah, here's the monsters we were looking for. And we're surprised, so my positioning's completely screwed up. Let's do... I don't want to mix him with Williams, so let's do... finish him on the... I think the Weber's better because they have disables. Dodged! Alright, let's do... Dazzling Light to get that torch up. Again, I don't want... Well, see, this is kind of tough, because if I think I will switch with the Vestal. That at least gets me into position 3 that I want. Ooh, Torridon's getting hit. And let's do... I mean, Zealous Accusation almost sounds right here, but it's a -40 damage modifier, so let's just keep hitting everything we can.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
So I can do a direct smite, or I can do an inspiring cry for Torch. I don't really need to worry about damage yet, so I think we just need to wipe these guys out. I'm gonna go for the spitter.
Be gone, fiend.
So either one of these is going to result in suboptimal positioning, so in this case I'm just going to do Divine Comfort to at least give a little bit of health to Torgen. I feel like anybody who gets a name just automatically gets targeted hard. Yeah, I think that's sadly true. Alright, so Grandpa is just going to do a finish him.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So I mean, overall, that definitely could have been much worse. Torgen's still screwed because he's going to be bladed while we go through this dungeon, but salvage the unburned torch. And let's just light that right away because we don't know what's behind this door. Nothing. So we open the sack. Sack's contents are yours. 100 gold and holy water, so hopefully we'll get a chance to use that in this dungeon and see what it does. This game knows when you've gained feelings for them and chooses to end them. Alright, well I'd love to eat, but I don't... Oh wait, I have enough. Nice. Treasure ahead, I'd wager. Alright, so we've got a fight coming up and no torch, I believe. So that's going to be a bit of... Actually, we've got 2 fights, it looks like. So they're going to be tough ones, but I believe our loot bonuses... Our loot comes up for having a low torch. So as long as Torgen doesn't take the brunt of the attacks, we should be good. And I do have a healer who will be able to take care of them.
Terrors
Pack contains loot.
Stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
And they're all unholy, which is nice, so I'm going to be able to get some pretty heavy damage with the Crusader. So we'll do Collect Bounty, just because that seems to do so much ridiculous damage to everything. Okay, ever since I named him Grandpa, he's been underperforming. You're boned. The game gets confused if you appear excited about the prospect of death. Yeah, well, it's worked for you, hasn't it, Endors? Okay, so I could try Weird Construction on myself, but in this case, I think I'm going to do Abyssal Artillery just because I want to put out as much damage as I can quickly. Maybe I should have done Weird Reconstruction.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
I'll heal you! I'm not giving up. You're immortal, you are the darkness. This is why you're in the tavern, Endors. Alright, and we're just gonna go straight for smites on these guys. I'm a little bit at odds as to whether or not I should do the Bone Soldier or like the weak one or the stronger one. I'm fairly confident that my other heroes are going to be able to take this guy out, so I'll go for the Gusto and hope that I get 10 out of 10, or 10 damage on this thing with my bonus damage.
Executed with impunity.
Alright. Again, the Bounty Hunter is definitely the heaviest hitter, so I'm going to go for the highest damage I can take, which would be the 3 out of 8 Bone Rabble.
Press this advantage.
Didn't matter, it would have killed anything. And hopefully Torgen can get another... Oh, might be dead. In this case I'm going to go for the safe route and do Weird Reconstruction on Torgen. Only 1 health. Nice. Alright, well, Divine Grace on him then. Alright, and again we'll go for the smite on the higher health creature.
As the fiend falls...
You want to keep going with your masochism, you're the one who showed you into the meditation room and barred the door. And I do it again. Alright, we'll do another Divine Grace on Torgen just because it's nice to get... This is one of the big things, is that I'm already confident I can take this thing out this turn, so I might as well take the advantage of a heal. You can't heal in between rooms, so I'll use it for what I can, and then we'll collect bounty.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, let's see how we handle these guys. Bone Courtier is going to be a really hard one to deal with. I could try finish him on these guys. Yeah, let's go for it. Dodged! What's the point of living if I won't let you die? Wow. Merciless crit. We need the Jester here. Could do Dazzling Light for the torch, but it's kind of late for that. I think we need to go for Judgment, maybe. Yep. Be judged! Sometimes offense is the best defense. And we'll do Abyssal Artillery. This is basically because I want to get rid of these stress givers as soon as possible, and then I can worry about healing people. Smite the Bone Soldier.
A devastating blow.
You'd like to stay longer, but it's bedtime for you. I'll see everybody later. Have a great rest of streams, Just Rock. Thank you so much for stopping by, Torjin. I hope Darkest Dungeon was fun for you, and I absolutely appreciate you staying for the time that you did. Hopefully see you next time, and have a great sleep. Alright, we'll collect bounty on the Bone Courtier.
A powerful blow.
This game does such a good job of making you feel like a badass when you land those crits. So the question is, do I do a weird reconstruction or do I try and finish this fight? I think I am going to do a weird reconstruction on Williams. And no heal. So Divine Grace. Again, here I'm just sort of taking advantage of tempo. There's only so much damage that this guy can do. Let's do an Inspiring Cross, or one heal's not really worth it. So let's do a Stunning Blow. Again, hopefully getting some of that tempo so I can do some healing, but didn't stun him, so Divine Grace. Black Dahlia, thanks again for stopping by. Thank you for the host, and I hope you have a good night again, Scott. Thanks for coming by twice today. Sorry I couldn't see the end of your Fatal Frame run. Redcoat Raider, thanks for stopping by. I don't think I've said hi to you yet tonight. Hope you're enjoying Darkest Dungeon. I know I am.
A singular strike.
I've come to collect. Alright, I think we just finished this with a smite.
Trifling victory.
We've got lucky dice for the Jester. We've got bust, gold, and crests. And let's open the chest, because what's the worst that could happen, right? It's trapped, but resisted. The pack contains loot.
Wealth beyond
1 key,
measure.
jade, and gold.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Possibly the second to last combat. Alright, let's collect bounty on the Brawler because he can make us bleed. It's almost tempting to do... Actually, so finish him as a 3% crit chance. I still think collect bounty is the way to go. Oh, so close. And he's bleeding. Alright, well, this can't be any worse for him, so let's do a weird reconstruction. 4 health, really? Yeah, there's the pull. But dodge, so good. Yeah, the deterrence for weird reconstruction is the fact that there's the probability it doesn't heal, but I've never... Like, personally, I'm okay with that. I think the risk usually is worth the reward. The chance of... I mean... I think with weird I need to look at the stats on it, but I think the probability of a 0 heal is fairly low. So the bottom, like, I guess the bottom 2 heals of 0 or 1 are the real drawbacks for it. Anything higher and you're kind of netted out. We'll do Judgment, though, to finish this guy off. Wow.
quickly the tide turns.
I think he's gonna bleed out first. Oh, still Death's Door. I'm gonna do Inspiring Cry on myself, just so I can get the health back. That'll take me off of Death's Door. And we'll collect bounty on the person who can wreck my positioning. Yeah, I know it also causes bleed. It can possibly cause bleed, but again, the question is the you've got your bleed resist, and then there is the chance that you're going to heal for more than the... there's a chance that you're going to heal for more than what the bleed does. Like, bleed is going to be damage over time, whereas Weird Reconstruction can generally give you a very large amount of health at once. So I figure the chance that you can consistently keep causing weird or casting Weird Reconstruction means that you're going to, as a whole, do better off. But I mean, that's just my own feeling on it, right? This guy's already bleeding, so I don't really care about the fact that he might bleed. And this one will just do straight up smite, so we can take advantage of the extra damage. So yeah, Weird Reconstruction does a heal of 0 to 10, and the chance is a bleed for 1 point for every 3 rounds. So, like, to me, just generally, the odds are in your favor when you use this. Like, that 7 health basically is taken care of all of the damage that he's taken as a result of me using that skill. Does it stack? Okay, well, 2 damage per round then. I didn't actually know that bleed stacks, but still worked out. Alright, I don't like the 2 archers, but we've got somebody who does damage to the 2 in the back. Yikes!
Clarified in a single strike.
Looks like Torrigan's screwed. Finish him's absolutely worth it to take out the Arbalists. Told you I was going to impress you. So Weird Reconstruction myself, obviously. The grave can wait. Steel yourself! I think we do the maximum amount of damage that we can. That will be... Judgment on the Arbalist. Dodged! Alright, we're smiting the... Rabble. Dodged! Alright, Weird Reconstruction again.
Set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Again, we're gonna keep doing finish him because we need to get rid of the Arbalists as fast as possible. It's really tough who I want to heal here. Let's heal the Bounty Hunter. Oh, that's group heal. Damn it! Well, that might work out, actually. So we'll smite the Rabble again. Again, the idea here is just to try and take as many... The thing I need to worry about with low health right now is somebody getting knocked down to 0 and then somebody being able to damage at all. So what I want to do is I want to take as many people out of play as possible. The fact that I do extra damage to Unholy means I should be targeting the Rabble first because he's got the lowest health. I might get lucky with the Bone Soldier, but if he has even 1 health point, that means there's 4 opportunities for damage, which means that 2 characters could get killed next turn. That's the reason why I keep targeting the rabble. Alright, so we use Divine Grace on the Crusader.
Death waits.
So now the maximum
concentration.
problem... Oh, I think we got some insanity to deal with. Torrigan's resolve is tested. Fearful.
Fear
My control is fading. It is coming through. I must retreat before the fear breaches my control. Alright, so I'll use Weird Reconstruction on himself. Hold fast, my friend, you're still with us. And again, finish him on the Arbalist for the same reason that we want to just take people out of play. Beautiful crit. Again, it would be nice to be able to take like the 16 out of 16 with a 20 crit, but you can never anticipate that kind of stuff. So now that there's 2 in position, I can do Smite. I'm going to break the rule of going for the weakest one just because the Arbalist is such a heavy source of damage. So in this case, I am going to use the Smite on it. We cannot win, it's simple math. I'm gonna take a bit of a gamble here because I'm at 2 HP. Well, I think this is a fair gamble. So Weird Reconstruction on the Crusader. Resisted to bleed and 10 heal. Absolutely paid off there. So now I can afford to do Collect Bounty. We'll do it on the Bone Arbalist just because, again, they're just such a pain, and there's somebody who could end my Occultist, which is a main source of healing. And basically we just ride this this mission out. I'm actually going to take the opportunity to do as much healing as I can on these guys. Which is completely cancelled by the slash. Alright, we'll just hit him. Hit it very hard!
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, I'm gonna get the Vestal to open the container. And we'll use the key. Skeleton key opens the sarcophagus, and we get 125 gold and 4 symbols. And because I don't learn from my mistakes, I'm going to switch the positions. And we're gonna go back to investigate that last room. Well, maybe not investigate that last room, but go... Oh, combat. Nope, not willing to do combat.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Good gamble. Yeah, okay, so hands up. How many of you thought that that was going to end in at least 2 party members dying? Sweet, sweet money. Alright, so we got 3,000 gold, 2 busts, 2 crests, 6,300 gold, 4 heirlooms, 16 crests. Let's see what happened to everybody. Williams. Torn Rotator Cuff, minus 5 melee damage. Wield Explorer, 20% chance of scouting in the wield. Eadbald is a Ruminator, negative 10% stress heal. Backtracker, no stress penalty when walking backwards. Endor's Nope. Unfortunately, I had the faith. CPO William thought we were all going to die. I thought Torrigan was going to die so many times. Bible thumb. Alright. Ruins Phobe, so negative 20 stress resist for Torrigan. That's a shame, actually, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the ruins, I think. Ruin Scrounger, so 10% scrouting chance in the ruins. And negative 5 accuracy for Syphilis. Why does a Vestal have Syphilis? Negative 10% Damage negative 10% max HP, hard skin, 5 protection. Alright.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Anzare engaged in pleasures of the flesh and recovered 65 stress. CPO gained 500 gold while gambling and recovered 55 stress. Endors had a night on the town and recovered 45 stress. Look at that stress there, Endors. I'm proud of you. She did go to the brothel. See, my favorite is when, like, your stress is maximum and you put the Hellion in the brothel. It's like, I choose you, you, and you! It's been a rough night. Alright, I'm about 3 minutes away from the top of the hour, so what I was thinking was we're gonna call it for the Darkest Dungeon, and we'll wrap up the evening with some Shadowrun Dragonfall. I'm going to take my break now. If you guys would like to see more Darkest Dungeon instead of Shadowrun, feel free to let me know inside a chat. I personally am actually really looking forward to doing some Dragonfall tonight, but if you'd like to see me do some more on this, I'm not opposed to it. I just think that's a really good run for us to finish the night. We've got a high note to end off with, and we can maybe pick it up in the future. I really like doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. It's something I'd definitely be interested. From my own entertainment purpose, this is something I'd like to stream in future. Whether or not it was good for you guys, obviously we'll get some feedback for that. But I'm thinking it's time for a change. Let me know if you are opposed to seeing some Dragonfall, and as long as there isn't overwhelming demand for me to continue with the Darkest Dungeon, we'll move into that. But for now, I'm going to take 3 minutes to get up, stretch, and do the things I normally do over my break. See you guys in a little bit. Alright, looks like the consensus, such as it is for some Dragonfall. That or sleep, obviously, either one of these are two options, but yeah, I was gonna say, I have, since I was a little kid, well, maybe not like too little, but I've had, I was talking with people while we were doing like some sort of arts and crafts thing, and they just says like, could you keep talking? I want to, it's very relaxing. I feel like I want to go to sleep, so it's something I've heard frequently, but I'm happy to accommodate with some Dragonfall. So this is the Darkest Dungeon. I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it on Steam before. All right, you exit to desktop, not main menu. You've all probably seen it on Steam before. It is currently, on Twitch before. It's currently available through early access. I am Canadian, so my prices on the Steam store are going to be a little bit different from everybody else's, but in our funny Monopoly money, it's about $20 now. It's $27.49 if you want the soundtrack edition. It is fairly costly in that regard. I would say very well polished for an early access game. I think it's worth the buy, even if you're normally adverse to buying early access titles. I think it's one that has used the model properly, and it looks like they've incorporated some feedback already. So let me just take a minute while I load up some Dragonfall, and we'll wrap up the night with that. That's just because I haven't loaded up Dragonfall yet. You should see it in a second. Assuming I find it in my own Steam library. There we go. Let me just update the title here for Shadowrun Dragonfall. Akadak, sorry, we just finished Darkest Dungeon. Definitely there'll be a VOD. I actually need to upload the last couple of days, and I'm thinking I'll probably make that last run a highlight, because I definitely want to dedicate that to everybody who thought I was going to die. But yeah, for sure there'll definitely be a VOD of this. Oh, when you write... Oh, that's really weird that nobody's playing this. I think it's a really good game. But, yeah, and good evening to you, Akakadak. Morning? Yeah, it is morning, actually. So, I hope you had a good day, and you're ready to relax with some overdone narration. I actually believe this is the first game the first time I saw you in the chat, I was playing this, so nice little opportunity to come for Silker. I remember what happened. We got screwed the last time we did this run, so let's see if we can redeem ourselves from a bad run this time around. Too many games in the Steam library, first world problems. Yeah. Alright. So I don't want to do this mission the way that they told me to. I'm going to use the utility hatch. Oh, actually... I think... Minerva has already gotten everything she can out of this, but let's just double check. So we'll use the blaster... Oh wait, I've got exactly as many programs as I need. Still don't know what ESPs do, though. Alright. I just want to double check that I've done everything I can in the Matrix. So what we learned from the last run is basically if we do it the way they want us to, somebody walks into the area and we have to go into a combat which basically results in one of my teammates attacking another teammate, which I don't want to have to deal with. So I'm going to try and see if there's an alternative way to finish this mission without risking somebody discovering us. Alright, so there's nothing I can do in the Matrix. Okay. I guess I'll do suppression first. That seemed to do nothing. Alright, well, let's just do the most damage we can then. Definitely need to relax with some sweet, sweet narration. Alright, so I should maybe stop setting off alarms and get on to the story stuff. It's actually been nice. I've got a lot of... I think tonight has been very well represented by... a few different sources of viewers. Okay, so I think the one... I was maybe a little hasty when I said that we had an alternative way of completing the mission. It looks like that's the U-Bahn that we can only get to. So let me just double check that we can't find any other ways of fixing this. MTGZ Clan, thank you very much for stopping by the stream, but I think you know that capitals and excessive repetition is not the way to go, so if you would like to keep watching, I'd love to have you, but if you could maybe change the nature of your correspondence, we would greatly appreciate that. Door leads out of the building's fire escape, not a bad way to make an expedient retreat. Well, that's fine, MTGZ class. I don't actually know what Free Astro is, but I just think there might be a slightly better way of communicating your point. I think you'll find the chat is very accommodating here, and we certainly want to support new streamers wherever we can, but there is, let's say, moderation in everything, my friend. Alright, well, we don't have anything else, so we're probably going to deal with a combat which I'm not equipped to handle. Right, moving the painting aside, you find a large maintenance access panel. Jaina steps forward, a slight frown on her face. Okay, I guess this is me. She pulls a multi-tool from her belt and uses it to loosen the bolts that hold the panel in place. Pulling up a schematic on her PDA, she examines the terminal's wiring. Hurry up, woman, the clock is ticking. Don't rush me, this is complicated. Popping the lid on her toolbox, she grabs a pair of wire clippers, a soldering gun, and a roll of electrical tape. With a look of grim determination on her face, she begins to snip into a massive harness of cables that runs through the unit. Alright, she taps the elf on the knee. We gonna need that thing. Now. He nods and reaches back to unsling his pack. Placing it on the floor, he opens it and pulls out a large blue canister. It takes all of his strength to wrestle it up from the ground and into the space in the clear access panel that Jaina has cleared. There you go, you dumb ox. Do something useful for a change. The elf says nothing. Unburdened by the heavy pack, he stands up straight, and for the first time you appreciate how much larger he is than the corporate mage. He stares down at James, and his hands bunch into fists. I will say nothing this time. Payload in place, Jaina goes back to work. It only takes a few minutes for her to screw, wire, and solder the canister into the harness. She inspects her work, nods, and turns to face you. She stands and brushes her hair out of her eyes. Alright, job's done. Just need to do a bit of cleanup and we can get out of here. Nice job, Jaina. Everyone's saying hey. Yeah, thanks. It wasn't all that difficult. Just a matter of following our employer's instructions. Hey, that's great, but time's a-ticking, so let's keep moving. He glances at the jumble of wire and circuitry through the open access panel. To hell with cleanup. We're going to be gone before anyone notices anyway. You sure whatever you did disarmed the security system? She shrugs. Not really. I have no idea what that canister was, or what it's supposed to do. Our employers told me that I had to wire it to the wall at this junction. That's all I know. I'm not comfortable with how little we know about this run. The mage sneers. You haven't been doing this long, have you? The lodge doesn't tell you things that you don't need to know, and you don't ask. Your job is to do what they tell you, take the money, keep your mouth shut about it, and keep your mouth shut about it afterwards. It's very simple. The lodge? The mage's eyes widen incredulously. You don't even know where you're working for, do you? You're leading this team, and you don't have a clue. Jaina cuts in, her eyes wide. Both of you, shut up! Somebody's coming. A tall, deeply tanned man rounds the corner at a jog and comes bursting into the room. You recognize him as the father you spoke to in the Augmentech kiosk. He stops short when he sees your team, and the smile falls from his face. You, the lady from the cyberware kiosk, what the hell is going on here? He advances on you, full of bluster and bravado. This is my apartment. I own it. You can't just waltz in here and start pulling walls apart without my consent. We're maintenance. Look at the uniforms. Yeah, I see that, but that doesn't give you the right to force your way into my home and start tearing up my walls. At the very least, you should have given me advance notice. James shoots you an irritated glance. This is a waste of time. I'm already running late. If you don't take care of this idiot, I will. The elf barks something out at James. The sound is uncharacteristically ugly, all harsh consonants and sibilant hisses. So you went over to MTG's to tell him that spamming random people's channels is a good way to get an account banned, and you got timed out. RIP life. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see any need to cancel him. It's funny, actually. Yesterday, I had my first troll. It's, I think you were here for him, actually. I don't, unless it's somebody who's deliberately bothering somebody in the chat, I don't quite feel the need to reward them with a timeout yet. I think if, with that in mind, if there's somebody who's bothering you, please let me know, and I'm happy to drop the hammer that way. But I tend to feel people like that are fairly self-discrediting. And I mean, I don't know what free Astro is, but if any of you want it, who am I to stop you? Either you like Shadowrun or you don't. But I've literally never followed, like when somebody advertises something in a stream, I literally never follow it, because if I was interested in it, I probably would have found it on my own anyway. System Shock is a just god. I don't know about that, but... But yeah, that's really funny that you go in to tell somebody to stop spamming other channels and you get immediately banned. Alright. Let's just keep calm, everyone. This is a simple misunderstanding. Misunderstanding my ass. Your friend just called me an idiot in my own home. He wheels on James, his hand balls into fists. I want to know your employee number, and I want to know it now. The mage raises an eyebrow, smiling. Do you now? I'm a member of the Homeowners Association for this level. Do you know what that means? I've got a lot of pull in with this building's management. He thrusts an outstretched finger at James. Your days of wearing that uniform are numbered. I promise you that. Oh, free Astro headset. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm apparently a bad gamer. I don't know all these products. I have like my first Razer product from a Boxing Day sale. You're bothering yourself? You think this could cause a problem? See, the problem is I need to look up how to ban you. Well, I know how to do that, but I need to also look up how to unban you so I could make the joke of a timeout. But, but yeah, I mean... I'll put it to you this way. If he posted a second message or a third message like that, there's a certain point, like if you fill up the chat channel with spam like that, it needs to be taken out just for clarity. But I mean, there's nothing more to say about it really. The same way that you have some kid who apparently wants to go pro coming in and telling me that Crusader Kings 2 is boring. I know Crusader Kings 2 is boring. It's why I like it. But yeah, I mean, I actually think Ewok Fuzzy Nuts did a good job of handling a bunch of trolls that came into his channel. Eventually, one of his mods started timing people out, but he basically he out-trolled the trolls. There's few people who can do that well, so I was pretty impressed. Oh, unbanned name. Okay, cool. Yeah, I should be relying on Clara's mods to tell me how to mod right. You learned that Astros were a thing about 6 months ago, so don't sweat it. I'll stick to my cost-effective Logitech headset. Yeah, actually, this is the one thing that really impresses me about Logitech is that you always hear about disruption coming. Yeah, we're in the middle of an intense fight scene, and now I'm going to talk about economics. You always hear about disruption happening at the low end. So, like, I can remember a time when, like, you just used Logitech to get a discount mouse. But, like, now Logitech has its own gaming division where they're competing with the high-end gaming stuff. And you see the same story with Android, right? Once upon a time, Android used to be the phone, like the OS you'd find on like low-cost phones for people who either didn't want or couldn't afford an iPhone. And now Android is a legitimate competitor to iPhone. So it's always kind of neat to see how you know, a firm, like, obviously established manufacturers are willing to give up the low end, right? It's not a high margin business, so why would they be interested in it? But people who are able to operate well in that low end seem to gain skills that allow them to compete well at the higher end. So that's why you see a lot of good Logitech gear, which is still very affordable and still of high quality. So I don't know, it's just, it's a neat little observation. And I like that stuff like that happens, right? Because I definitely want to have higher quality gear at a lower cost. The same way that I don't need to spend $60 on AAA titles anymore because these low-end indies are actually more fun to play and more fun to stream. Especially Reddefined, he knows a thing or two about the old Banhammer. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll figure out your style of doing stuff and it'll work because your stream is great. Oh, thank you so much. I still need to learn how to take a compliment, but you guys are definitely... I think you guys are giving me some good practice, so I appreciate that. All right. I still really don't want to kill this dad. Calm down, sir. There must be a problem at Dispatch. You should have received a work order last week. I didn't receive a thing from Dispatch, or from any else for that matter. My wife and I are entertaining guests here in an hour and a half, and our living room is ruined. I need to know what you're going to do to fix this. And you'll clean this place up, and that you'll put a new coat of wax on the floors. I need... The hell with it, I don't have time for this. His hands twist into claws and he raises them high. An instant later, they are wreathed in an unnatural purple glow. I will say nothing. The glow intensifies into a scintillating torrent of light. The energy lances and stabs out of Jane's hooked fingers as if it were a lie. The man in the doorway recoils in alarm, and his palm slaps down on a plastic disc that has been clipped to his belt. Too late, you recognize the object. A panic button. How dare I be educational on my stream? And another bit for BTTV is mod cards for easy banning. Nice. I should increase the cost of the ban hammer just so I can become drunk with power, as anybody who's watched my CK2 streams can believe or can attest to. So might be better if I keep it costly to do a ban. The air fills with a cacophonous wail of screaming alarms. James jerks back, his concentration broken. From down the hall, you can distantly hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching at a run. Meanwhile, the homeowner backpedals, trying to put a wall between himself and James. He's moving too slowly, much too slowly. James, let him go, damn it. The mage's response comes out with a snarl. Bastard tried to bring security down on us. He isn't leaving this route. An incomprehensible screech cuts off the mage's... In your peripheral vision, you catch a flurry of motion. Your elvish companion is moving, making a beeline towards James. Jaina is heading him off, trying to slow him down, but he barely seems to notice. Stop, damn it! We need him alive to complete the run! With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground, then turns his back towards James. Draw your weapon. She's right. Stop this or I'll put you down. The elf comes up short, staring at you. He sweeps his vision from you to Jaina to James. He exhales heavily and spits out a jumble of broken German. Killers! Innocents of... I will not stand for. Not slave! All lodge men bastards! I kill all! Okay. So my combat is really weak. I think, though, I need to clear out my problem, so I am going to put down the elf. I hate to do this, but I got to put down the elf. My stream is like an audiobook. She's already behind cover, so... Oh, nice. I didn't realize that was a taser. I think I'm gonna reload with that. So I guess the bastard can get away firing something at the elf. And he misses. Alright, cops are here. Looks like a few of them, actually. How many AP does this guy have? He's still the best target, which sucks. I think I really need to start putting people down. So I'm going to fire at the Knight Errant, actually. I'm going to fire at this guy just because he doesn't have cover. And I got to get this guy behind cover now, so... yeah, that was really stupid of me because they're all clustered. Heavy cover intervening. I'm still throwing the grenade. Jaina, I think, just fills the elf with bullets. And James, does he have an AoE? Yeah, we'll fire more AoE at them. Cool, and they're on fire. Oh, this sucks. At least he's doing damage to the elf, I guess. Okay, this is such a tough call. I really should heal. Yeah, and there's such a low probability of these hitting that I'll heal myself up first. And just spray and pray, I guess. Yeah, obviously that doesn't work. Okay, Dwarf is definitely shooting the elf. And I'll use a turn to heal. And the bastard mage who got us into this mess, I think one heal on himself because he's a jackass, and will hopefully kill one of the guards. Of course he misses. Hopefully they've run out of grenades. Nope. Oh, but only 1 AP still. Again, hope it works. Obviously doesn't, so we'll reload. Jaina, I think an aimed attack's the best way to go on this one. I basically just need to get these people down as soon as I can, and let's do an acid spray. Oh, 39% chance to hit. Well, it worked, so, and we'll just give him a regular blast. So I guess the question is there a better position I can put her? But, I mean, any place that I can... Basically, any place that I can attack from, they can attack from. So, I think I basically just need to keep wasting ammo. Maybe improve the aim on Minerva, and then we'll just keep raining fire on these guys. Jesus, yeah, this is exactly like XCOM. One damage. All of that for 1 damage. Alright, more acid. Another miss, of course. Let's heal my main character. I mean, I'm almost tempted to use a grenade just to take this guy out. Wow. And she hits cover. So I'm thinking medkit on Minerva. And let's just go for the burn damage on this guy. Seemed to work last time. At least we've got some damage done now. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I gotta get her out of range. That way I'll be able to use the heal on her. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, at least this is slightly... No, this is a terrible position because she can be hit. So I'm gonna move her right into the corner. And then James will be able to use his heal when that comes off cooldown. So we'll do an aimed shot on the Knight Errant Captain. Miss. We can do accuracy on Jaina. And then acid on the captain for 6 damage. James is back, so we can... Again, this is just to cure this... What? She doesn't have... That's not true. She took 6 damage. Alright. Well, nothing I can do about it, so we'll burn this guy down. We'll get her into position so he's flanked. And still miss! Okay. There we go. And the fact that combat isn't over implies that I'm gonna have somebody waiting for me. Get behind cover. Just like XCOM, cover matters in this game, so... Story you know all too well. Your guy has 80% chance to hit, misses. Alien counterattack has 30% chance to hit and crits all your soldiers. Yeah, I mean... It's as it should be in XCOM, but that doesn't make it any less frustrating. I don't like any of these positions I wind up in. Yep, there's a security guy. Wow, 15 damage. And there's more than one of them. Okay, well at least I have a grenade. I just don't know how I position myself to use it well. Oh, there's something in here? How do I get there, though? This is a tough fight. If anyone knows, the most crazy game you played when you were a little boy. Really play one fight 20 times. Yeah, XCOM is an unforgiving game for sure. Yeah, definitely. I know I keep saying this every stream, but honestly, I really loved the Matrix system and the Genesis Shadowrun. Obviously, I only played it on an emulator, but it's I thought it was an exceptionally well done system. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try a slight. Oh, see, I wind up out of position if I do that, though. I kind of want to stun one of these guys, but it comes at too heavy of a cost, so I'm going to do a heal on myself. And... can't do the AoE anymore. It does have a Bumona trauma kit, so let's... Okay, well, we'll give accuracy to the dwarf. I am going to use the stun on one of the guards. And let's drop a grenade. Okay, let's not. And looks like it takes more than one action to fire the grenade, so instead we just open fire and constantly miss. No point in reloading that, so let's just unload into the enemy guards. I'll go for the one who isn't stunned. And still miss. And still miss. So we try setting them on fire instead. And mercifully, we did not kill our teammate in doing so. Yeah, you put them on Overwatch, I guess, Redivine? This SMG does absolutely no damage. I also need to get her in cover as soon as I can. It's really tempting to do more than one hit, but... well, that didn't do anything. Let's start with acid. And miss. I should give aim, but I think I'm just gonna keep throwing out the damage. Man, he really wants that dwarf. Hopefully my heal's coming back. At least here I can get into a good position and flank the guy. Still don't like that damage. Okay, let's heal the dwarf. And I don't see any point in casting accuracy on anybody but the dwarf, so let's just throw out some damage. And miss. So you adjusted your playstyle too. Everyone's super cautious in Overwatch all over the place. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way you need to play XCOM. I'm not convinced that works so well for Shadowrun, although I could be wrong. But people stopped dying when I did that in XCOM. Okay, no point not to do the aimed attack, so we'll start with that. And I believe... So, I think I take damage if I try casting this more than once. It's absolutely worth doing for Minerva because she's my main character. I'm also a little bit lucky, even though he's technically flanked, it's less likely that he's gonna get hit at that position, so let's do... I think I need to do damage, so we'll do an acid stream on this guy. And miss. %19% chance to hit. I can try moving into a better position, but that just screws me if I don't make it, so I'm just gonna hope. Now there's two ways I can do this. I can try and move into a slightly better position here. Well, no, he'd still be behind cover though, so... And getting 2 shots at 66% gives me a better chance of hitting. And apparently there's still enemies around. So, moving cover to cover. Actually, I should be reloading. Yeah, I think this is now more unforgiving than XCOM. Oh Jesus, there they are right there. We'll get her into position. I really should be reloading. What am I doing? Alright, we got a couple of good spots for these ley lines. Oh Jesus, it's 3 of them. And my armor's broken. Well, she's done. Let's fire that. Okay, nice crit. He's got to use the trauma kit on Minerva. Oh, it's gonna take 2... It's gonna take 2 turns to get there, though. Alright, well, we'll get him into position. I really want him in that ley line, but... I'm okay with the action point loss. I'm not okay with more damage, though. So I need Minerva up so I can get her to throw a grenade. I think I'll just take the most likely hits, especially because this guy's flanked, so... Actually, it's fairly decent damage, it's just the guy's so tanky. Definitely not feeling like I'm going to get through this one, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, that's such a bad position. Okay, we won't use the grenade. We'll go to cover. And we'll use the grenade next time. This aim always sucks, though. Oh, and I just lost my mage. I need the mage for the mission. I think this is another GG. So Redivine, I see Akakadak saying take care. Oh, sorry, you really are going to bed now. Alright. Sorry, I completely missed the second part of your message. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great night. And I've really appreciated you coming by the stream so regularly now. So, hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time I'm streaming. Alright, I should really just call it here, but we'll see everybody fall. There has to be a way that I can avoid this combat, just because the Knight Errant are such a tough opponent. Yeah. GG. And this is on normal difficulty, by the way. Alright, restart the level. As a U-Bahn hums towards the Frankfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Durer to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note said, your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter the building, and plant specified devices in Alshir's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left up to you. Do not disappoint us. You are being watched. That's not right. I started somewhere else. I'm just gonna skip this dialogue because I'm gonna load from where I left last. This seems like the same, or maybe this is the autosave. I'm not finishing the stream until I beat this bloody battle. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna reevaluate. Okay, so we've got the utility hatch here. There are a few lines of text stenciled into the hatch in blocky red lettering. Access to utility junction J4. Access to utility junction J8. Caution, active U-Bahn line. Notify U-Bahn ops before access. Looks like a direct route to the underground U-Bahn station, one that completely bypasses the route that you took in. Note to self. So I clicked on that before, and that's not what it said. But hopefully that will get me past... Hopefully that'll get me past what I need. I think the next thing that I'm going to do, if I need to do that fight again, I'm pretty sure the run is over. And I'm going to kill that jackass of a mage. The other thing down the other hall, you mean to the right? The thing that I was heading towards? I think that's the entrance that we came up. Let's double check. I'm actually going to look at the whole thing. Okay, well there's nothing here. Trendly design panel reads Penthouse. A slick high-grade keypad has been mounted into the doorframe. Scan key or enter override code. Use the keypad. And we don't have an override code. So leave the panel alone. Yeah, so that's our objective. So that implies actually that the run still needs to be completed even if we do have that combat. So really isn't... Alright, so either I need to get the override code in the preceding section. Let's just double check I can't do anything with a fire escape. Nope. I mean, the other possibility is that killing the guy early is the right way to go. But it seems like that'll set off the... It seems like that'll set off the elf no matter what. Let me just double check something. I want to make sure. I usually write down any codes that I get over the course of a mission, so it could be that there's something that I'm overlooking. I'm just going to tab out into the other window to see if I didn't get an override code earlier that I'm missing out on. Doesn't look like it, but there's one other file I was using for that. No, doesn't look like it. Alright. So presumably this is the way we get it. Get the team upstairs to disable penthouse security, moving the painting aside. Yeah, and it doesn't say optional, so this is definitely what I should be doing. Okay, I guess this is me. I'm going to skip over this dialogue just because we've done it a couple times already. This time I'm going to say... Oh wait, I said nothing last time too. Nice job, Jaina. Okay, I'm going to... I don't like doing this, but I'm going to say handle it, James. I won't stop you. Right, the mage hands twist in claws. He raises them high. An instant later, they're wreathed in an unnatural purple growth. He's just going to set off the alarm again. Glow intensifies into a scintillating torrent of light. The energy laces and stabs out of James' hooked fingered as if it were alive. The man in the doorway recoils in alarm. His palm slaps down on a plastic disc that has been clipped to his belt. Too late, you recognize the object. A panic button. Don't let him get away. I'm stopping. Yeah. Alright. Same event. 2 hours later, same fight. 4 hours later, same fight. 8 rise. 8 later, still play red eyes. Menafos odd itch on left corners. 10 hours later, streamer wins the fight, forgets to save the game and quit. Yeah, that's not happening ever. Alright, I think so the positioning last time sucked and I had to eat through a lot of my regen, so I'm going to get her into position here and then turn on the elf. I'm gonna get Jaina to move by the couch to stun the elf. And James can do acid on it. He's gonna get hit no matter what, so... Actually, no, I should move him to a slightly... I think this is still in grenade range for these two, but it's a little less obvious. I would normally let him die, save for the fact that he's actually required to complete the mission. Okay, they're both not in range, so let's just... 1% difference I'm not that worried about. It'd be better to go for the guard, because he's got lower armor, though. Alright, I hate doing this, but let's try. Yeah. All the misses. She will deal with the elf. Can we burn these people? Not really. Let's... let's keep going after the captain. Here's hoping for the best this time around, System Shock. I've got you open for the rest of the night while you drift off into the blankets. Keep up great work. Love hearing about the thought process for these kinds of games and situations. Thank you so much, Akakadak. I'm definitely at a loss in terms of how to handle repetitive things like this, but it's good. I always love feedback like this. So have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out for so long. I mean, definitely I'm of the feeling that there's something down below that allows me to get past this part of the mission. I'm just not quite sure how to handle it. So I could keep shooting the foreign elf, but honestly, as long as he's out of... As long as he's out of the picture, I don't mind, so... Like, he's only doing melee attacks, so what I'm going to do here is just keep focusing on the Knight Errant Captain and missing. And because I can't take advantage of AoE, I'm just going to keep using acid. And failing to hit with that as well, it seems. Oh, he has a gun. Jesus Christ. Alright. I'm just reloading this one. That was a fast one. I could have technically used the Bumona trial, or sorry, the Bumona health kit on, or trauma kit on her, but I really think there has to be something about... Whoa. Oh, come on. Sorry, I thought I clicked on Shadowrun, but obviously I didn't. I mean, I'm still of the opinion that there is a way to get past this diplomatically. It'd be really weird that you'd get forced into combat like this. Just thinking... Okay, I'm sorry, I'm slightly confused about why Shadowrun is not actually Shadowrun. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think I've got control again. Sorry about that. I haven't been drinking, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna skip the dialogue again. This time I'm gonna handle it the way that I did last time, where I'm not gonna be deliberately vicious. We have two women here, so why did they not make so much? Oh, jeez. Well, one is the character I'm playing, and I suspect she, the way I would imagine her, is somebody who gets by on her ability, not by her looks. And that is a married man with a son, so I'm not entirely sure he would be... And his wife is downstairs, so I'm not entirely sure he would want to be found fraternizing with people who've just... Sorry, maintenance workers who have just come into his apartment. I'll say keep your mouth shut, James. I'll talk this out with our friend here. Yep. Okay. So priorities are... I think stun locking somebody is a good approach. So basically I'm just going to keep her as a constant stun. And we'll see if we can get by that way. And I'm not going to make him run, actually. I'm just going to do as much damage as I can to the elf. Ugh. My main character keeps taking so much damage, though. Alright, well, I'm going to make sure that everybody's topped off on health as much as I can. Can Minerva can't hit the Knight Errant? That's bizarre. So apparently he can hit me, but I can't hit him. We'll at least hit the elf. And fail to connect. Let's keep stunning. This time it's better to do the Knight Errant Captain. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not what I wanted. Okay, well, that was a waste. So we'll at least stun the elf. And miss. Why not? Well, that could have been worse, to be perfectly honest. At least damage the elf. Oh my god. This fight. Okay, well, at least we can use a grenade. Yeah, why not miss? And we can't stun anybody but the elf, who apparently has infinite life now. That's quite the backstory you've worked out there, Logrush. There's a back door that requires deck. You're not talking about this one that I unlocked here, are you? Like the one that goes directly to my Autobahn? Because I definitely have decking 4, and I've gone to basically everything. I've gone to like all of the I've gone to all of the decking terminals, and it unlocked that what do you call it? It unlocked like the security hatch. Okay, and now we're allowed to have bullets come out of nowhere and kill my main character? Alright. Sorry, I'm resetting this. If I lose my main character at the start of this fight, there's really no point in carrying on with it, so we'll load it up again. So I'll show you the door that I'm talking about for the 4 decking. So the one thing, I'm not going to put my main character in that position anymore because she just seems to be tanking all of the damage. The problem is that if I cluster the team, they still get screwed by the grenades. So the back door I think you're referring to is this utility hatch. And that goes directly to the underbahn. If I go into the matrix... Oh, you looked stuff up because of my frustration. That's fine, I mean, it's the way the game's supposed to be. It's just, it seems to me a little weird to make a game that allows you to do things like have deckers and things like that, and not only make it so that you have to be good at combat, but actually deny you one of your combat-oriented teammates. So Apartment 103, Apartment 302 have been unlocked. Oh, I'm going to set off the alarm. Let's see if I can wait this out. And then there's the utility hatch here, which I've unlocked. But it doesn't seem like there's any other pathways to anything else in the security system. So it's possible that it's in another part of the level. One of the earlier spots that I'd have to go back to, which I don't mind doing, but you don't like sad shock. Okay, I'll definitely try to be, like, I'm frustrated with the encounter for sure, but it doesn't mean I'm not getting some perverse enjoyment out of this as well. It just kind of, like, the biggest frustration that I have out of this is that I clearly designed a character who wasn't oriented towards combat because I prefer finding solutions that don't involve it. And it seems strange that the game forces you into a really hard fight with characters that aren't equipped to handle it on their own. That's fine, we'll get by it. I mean, I think the biggest frustration that I have is that